Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game that rewards skill at all levels, from deck building to gameplay. Many strive to reach the peak of what competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Has to offer, but don't know where to begin. In this series, I'll be going through the Yu-Gi-Oh! Journey, from the local level to higher tier events, until we get our top. This is Not Stopping Till We're Topping. Rage of the Abyss. This new core set features a wide array of exciting cards, from new support for Tier 1 decks in the Azamina cards and Fiendsmith Lacrima, to powerful staples in Fuaros and Impulse. There's also plenty of interesting legacy support for themes like Fire King, Six Samurai, Shark, Goblin Biker, and Mimighoul, as well as brand new archetypes in Metalmorph and Primite. However, I'll be looking for something entirely different. Mermail is an incredibly powerful combo deck that's gained multiple pieces of strong legacy support in cards like Atlantean Abyss Shrine and Mermail Shadow Squad. I've played plenty of combo decks in the past, such as Super Heavy Samurai and Infernoble Knights, and Mermail checks all those same boxes. After lots of theory and testing on Dueling Book, I settled on a list that I was fairly confident with. Having this done beforehand will help you at your local pre-release event by knowing what cards you'll need to get. Anyway, let's head over to locals, and I'll catch you guys there. That's the end of pre-release. It went pretty well, for a series called Not Stopping Till We're Topping. We did technically get first at locals, but that doesn't count. We have to do it at something higher. But for now, I wanted to quickly run through the Mermail list, give updates on where it is and where we'll go from there, and then, so let's start with the main deck. I was able to get pretty much all of it except for the Fuaroses and the Impulses, so that'll be the next get. But for now, we're playing 3 Neptibus, best starter on the planet. It does everything. Even if it gets impermed, you still get value from it. We're playing 3 Diva in this list. Since I wasn't able to get those hand traps, I wanted to bump up consistency a little more. So having 6 copies of Neptibus is pretty good. In terms of extenders, we have 3 Mermail Abyss Teus, which is really good to pitch our next card, our 3 Atlantean Dragoons. We'll put those down here, along with our 2 Mermail Shadow Squad. I was pretty happy with this at 2. I don't super want to see it all the time because when you summon something else off it, you want to also have a discard. I'll try the ratios a little more, but this package was obviously insanely good. And then in terms of more engine, we have our 3 Abyss Shrine, the Atlantean Spirit. We traded for a QCR. This card at 3 was actually insane the whole day. Just this as an extender just gets you so far, especially if you have Neptibus in rotation at all. So I might actually want to try bumping it up from 2 to 3. And then the last 3 for engine was the 3 Deep Sea Minstrel. I've seen so many lists play one of this, and I think it's dead wrong. As someone who's played Infernoble, having an Aqua Dolphin that is also a way to get your engine rolling is just insane going first every time. Every time I go second, though, I do side out 2. But I think if you're not playing 3 Minstrel, you're doing it wrong. Being able to rip Droll or Ashes or any other hand trap is just too good. In terms of the 1-0s, we have 1 Mermail Abyss Pike. You need this for the combo. I open this way too often in the line, and it was kind of annoying, but I'm not going to play 2. We have 1 Mermail Abyss Gund. I actually really like this. It lets you extend further in your hands, and it helps you end on crazier end boards. And then 1 Atlantean Heavy Infantry. You need to play 1 so that you can have the disruption with Abyss Shrine in the discard. And it's just pretty good to break a board as well. You could search it off your Neptibus, and then that way you can use your Teus to pitch infantry and chain block a pop. And then the last one is the Moulin Glacia. It's searchable, discard 2 in certain lines, and then you don't have to deal with the battle restriction because you just overlay with the Shadow Squad. And this also was sided out every time going second, but it's still very good. In terms of spells, we're only playing 4, 1 called by for our hand traps and D-shifter. one for one as a 7th copy of Neptibus. Then our 2 equips, we're playing 1 Abyss Sting and 1 Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi. I'm on the fence on whether I want this one in main or the Kraken, which is the monster effect negator. But these cards were insanely good today. 1 for 1 came up a lot. I think all these are pretty much mandatory. And then for hand traps, I'm playing 3 Ash, 3 Pirellias. This card being a water is hilarious, and there were times I actually did summon it off a Corlin enemy and then use it to make a Bahamut. So it's really funny that it comes up. 3 Nibiru and 3 Imperm. Obviously in the final list, I hope to have Fuaros and Impulse in here. But until we get those, this is what we'll be rocking with. Moving on to the extra deck, we have our Mermail Xyz. We have 1 Abyss Gaios. This card is nuts in the Tenpai matchup. You just make it so their synchros can't attack, and then you just negate all their little guys right before they attack, and so now they have 1600 vanillas. We play 1 Mermail Abyss Trite. All that matters is this can be summoned off Bahamut Shark because these 2 can be used to make Poseidra. This card is nuts. Going second, it helps break a board, get you value. You get to send infantry from deck while you're doing this and pop more cards. And then if either of these stay on the board, like for instance into Tenpai, I had this stay on the board until my turn, you just slap this on, clear their board, link it off, and get all your materials back and get full value. In terms of the other XYZs, we're playing the 2 Bahamut Shark and 2 Toad. You're able to summon both Toads in a turn, which is the reason we're playing 2 Bahamut. It's pretty good, but we can also play the 1 Dweller. Sometimes you can do Bahamut Toad and a Dweller, or you can do double Bahamut into double Toad. Some matchups Dweller is just better though. And then the last XZ is La Virtue Dragon. This guy's just a good generic rank 3 for us that has a way to detach and add back any of the Fish, Sea Serpent, or Aquas. So it's a way that you can detach a level 3 like Shadow Bodyguard and get its trigger, or add back something that you need from the grave to push. And we are playing the Virtue Stream in the side, just as a searchable Sword Soul Blackout. In terms of links, we're playing 2 Corlin Enemy. This is a good revive card. It just gets you, it's part of your combo, it gets you a free body, and it's just really good. Usually we link it off into the Mermail King Neptibus. This card is insane. It gives targeting protection to everything it points to, that's water, and then it lets you get to the revive equip spell and the spell negate equip spell, and if you do it right, you're able to even do the spell negate twice, because you can just activate this on your turn, search it, equip it, let it happen. Then when you use a water, you get to re-equip it from the grave. And then the other links, we're playing 1 Area. This actually came up, I got Tikabud. It was good to have a water spellcaster. And then Mermail Abyss Lacia. Sometimes you just have 2 free hanging bodies on your end board that you can just link into here and get something out of. And then finally, we're playing the 1 Zelantis. Because we're playing Corlin Enemy, you're able to lock yourself into water, go into Zelantis, and then clear their board, and they're not able to get anything back. And then finally, moving on to the side deck, we're playing 1 Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. Because this is a level 3 water, you could search it off Abyss Pike, so in matchups where that's relevant, it's really cool. Since we didn't have Fuaros and Impulse and had to move some of the cards from side to the main, we're playing some other things. So I tried 2 Gamma Seal, just as waters. They didn't come up, but it's fine in theory. 3 Droll. I didn't want to main them because I'm playing the Pirellias, but there's some decks where it just shuts off completely. Then we're playing 3 Cosmic, 2 Lightning Storm, and a Duster. Backer is pretty good into this deck, especially Floodgates, things like Dimensional Fissure. So I always want to make sure I have answers to them. We're playing the 1 more Abyss Scale of the Kraken to if the decks we're playing against has a lot of continuous spells or field spells that Mizuchi doesn't do anything against, and decks where monsters are just more relevant. And then we're playing 1 Virtue Stream as a searchable pop 2, and then the 1 anti-spell is just a going first card. But that's it for the profile. Hopefully we'll have some combos soon for you. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.